Still hot. Hi, my name's Melissa. I'm the Unlikely Hiker. So this is an updated video and I wanted to share a quick story with you. The main reason that I'm kind of unlikely, if you will, is because I have fibromyalgia, and there came a point of time in my life where I couldn't get off the sofa and I had no quality of life, and it was very upsetting and tragic. So I decided to do something about it and take my doctor's advice and move. Just get out there and do anything. And it was really difficult at first, but I did it. But there was something else going on. I forget what year because I refuse to acknowledge it, but I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So during radiation treatment, I actually continued to hike. And I continued to hike pretty much because I was really angry. I was angry that my dog Murphy, who was my first Great Pyrenees, had died suddenly of complications from Lyme disease. And I was angry that I had cancer. And I was angry that I felt alone. And it was just a very trying time. And the only thing I had were the mountains. And specifically, I'm talking about the Adirondacks. So during my quest to finish the 46, which I did that year that I had and completed radiation therapy. I had surgery and radiation therapy. I planned this rather ambitious hike, Colvin Blake, crossing over Warden's Camp up to, I don't even remember where, I'd have to look at a map, but it was pretty ambitious to say the least. And during radiation treatment, they told me that I was gonna experience pain. They didn't think that mine was gonna be too bad because I was so active. And that's all I heard. All I heard was, you're going to be okay because you're active. And I'm out there hiking one day, and I'm prepared to spend the night because that was my goal, was to backpack this particular area. But I started not feeling very good, and I continued on with my hike. I hiked up Colvin, and I came back down into the call, and I was hiking up Blake, and I really didn't feel good. I was experiencing quite a bit of pain. And I wasn't really sure what to do because it was, I don't know how many miles in one direction to be able to camp, or going back out Ausable Clubs, either direction. I was miles from anywhere, and there's no cell service out there. You're never going to get anybody to get there and help you. And this was before I had a Garmin. And I decided to hike back up Colvin and camp up there somewhere. And I found a little rocky ledge, and I set up my camp there. It was less than ideal. It was going to be cold that night. I did have a 20-degree sleeping bag, but it was really old. And I saw the most beautiful sunset. So the sun set behind the Great Range. And at the time, there was some planets that were close together in the sky. I'll throw a picture up for you. But I was in horrific amounts of pain. I was cold. Water got into my sleeping bag and really, I don't know how the water got in me, but the temperature dropped that night, and all the condensation in water, I got soaked. My down jacket got soaked, my down bag got soaked, and this was before they had a lot of the dry down, or at least for me specifically, I didn't have the dry down because I probably didn't know about it. I just had the gear that I had. And I woke up the next morning, and I felt miserable, but I knew I had to hike out. So soaking wet and freezing, and temperatures in the 30s, I packed up my gear, which was now heavier than it was when I was hiking in because everything was soaking wet. I started hiking out. Now I got up right before sunrise. I didn't sleep much that night, and I was starting to make my way down. Now, like any good hiker, I did stop at Fishhawk Cliffs to get a nice view, which was beautiful. And I hiked out, and I couldn't carry anything on this side, so I was holding my pack. It was attached around my waist, but only with one shoulder strap because I was in so much pain from the radiation therapy. And I was so mad at myself. I was so mad at myself for failing. And I posted this kind of sob story on Facebook, and So many people pointed out that I didn't even come close to failing, but I succeeded because I went out there determined to do something, and I may not have gotten all of what I wanted to do, but look at what I did do given the hand I was dealt. And in addition, I got to see the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen in my life. And I got to sleep in a place that really you're not supposed to sleep, but you know, it was kind of an emergency. And I also got myself out of there because there was no help. There was no help in that area. I wasn't due to come home for a few days, so no one was going to send anybody out to go look for me until I showed up not home. So I dragged myself out of the woods and back to my car. And that was a pretty unlikely feat in and of itself, especially for somebody that has fibromyalgia. So the point of my little ramble is, I hope that you find inspiration in the things that I do. And if you've seen some of my videos, you know I don't always make it, and that's okay. It really is okay. The point is you're getting out there, you're living your life, you're not letting things stop you or things get in your way. If you have a dream, and I don't care what your dream is, maybe it's to kayak, I don't know, the Great Lakes, whatever, pick something. If you have a dream, make that dream happen, because we get one chance here on this planet, and that's it. I hope you find this little story helpful. If you have a similar story, drop it in the comments below. In the meantime, get out there and live your life. I don't care how unlikely you might be or what your story is, pursue your dreams. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.